They said love doesn't pay the bills, and chose money over their own blood. They left me behind like I was nothing. But now, I own everything they ever wanted. And this time, they're the ones knocking on my golden door. My name is Quinn Harper. And once, I thought family meant forever. I thought love was unconditional, something you couldn't measure in dollars or designer labels. But I learned the hard way that for some people, love is just a transaction. I was born into the Harper family, a name known for wealth, reputation, and ruthless ambition. We lived in a mansion overlooking the coast, where every dinner conversation was about profits, mergers, and legacy. My father, Charles Harper, was the kind of man who smiled only when signing million-dollar deals. My mother, Celeste, was elegance personified, always in pearls, always in control. And my brother, Damon, their golden child, was groomed to inherit it all. Me? I was the dreamer. The artist. The disappointment. I wanted to design things that mattered, sustainable fashion, ethical production, ideas they laughed at over champagne. Darling, my mother once said, swirling her wine, no one makes money saving the planet. You either build empires or get crushed by them. And my father added, art doesn't pay, Quinn. Leave the fantasies to people who can afford to fail. They thought they were protecting me. But what they really did was break me, piece by piece, until I finally walked away. I left that mansion at 23 with a single suitcase and a sketchbook. No trust fund. No family support. Just stubborn faith that maybe, just maybe, I could prove them wrong. The first years were brutal. I slept in a shared apartment with 2 other girls. Sometimes we couldn't even afford heating. I worked double shifts, waitress by day, designer by night. Every rejection email felt like a dagger. But every sketch I drew whispered the same truth, you're meant for more. Then, one night, everything changed. A luxury boutique owner saw me sketching in the cafe where I worked. She glanced at my designs, bold silhouettes made from recycled materials, and said, these could change the industry. That moment felt unreal. She introduced me to a small investor. And within 6 months, my brand, Quinn & Co., was born. At first, no one took it seriously. Fashion insiders mocked it as eco-delusion. But when I launched my first collection at a small New York show, something happened that no one expected, it sold out overnight. The designs went viral for their fusion of luxury and sustainability. Celebrities started wearing my work. And in less than 2 years, my company became one of the fastest-growing ethical fashion houses in the world. But success didn't make me arrogant. It made me quiet, focused. Because I knew who would come calling one day. That day came sooner than expected. At a private gala in Paris, I was being honored for innovation in design. As cameras flashed, I spotted 3 familiar faces near the entrance, my parents and Damon. They looked older, colder, but still draped in expensive pride. When our eyes met, my mother froze. My father blinked, like he'd seen a ghost. Quinn? Damon said cautiously. I smiled. Still breathing. Still not crushed by empires. They approached slowly, their tone suddenly softer. Your success, it's remarkable, my father said. You've made quite a name for yourself. My mother added, we always knew you'd do well, darling. I laughed lightly. No, you didn't. But it's fine. You taught me what I never want to become. They looked uncomfortable, and I enjoyed every second. Later that evening, Damon pulled me aside. He confessed the truth. Harper Holdings, my family's company, was collapsing. Bad investments, lawsuits, reputation damage. They needed help. My help. For a moment, I just looked at him, my brother who once mocked my silly little dreams. How ironic, I whispered. You laughed at my sketches, and now you want me to design your rescue. He didn't answer. He didn't have to. The shame said it all. I didn't say yes immediately. I made them wait. Because revenge, like couture, is all about timing and detail. When I finally agreed to meet, I made sure it was at my corporate headquarters, a glass tower overlooking Central Park, with my name carved in gold across the entrance, Quinn Harper Industries. As they walked in, I saw the awe and disbelief on their faces. My father whispered, all this, you built this? I smiled faintly. Without your money. Without your name. Without your belief. In the boardroom, I reviewed their proposal, a merger that would give me controlling shares of Harper Holdings. They expected a bailout. Instead, I gave them a choice. I'll save your company, I said. But under one condition, you work for me. Silence. My father's jaw tightened. That's not acceptable. I leaned back. Then neither is your survival. A week later, the deal was signed. Harper Holdings became a subsidiary of my brand. And my family, the same people who once chose money over me, now reported to my executive team. It wasn't about humiliation. It was about balance. About showing them that heart and vision can build empires far stronger than greed ever could. Months passed. Under my leadership, the company transformed, sustainable, modern, thriving again. Investors praised the new Harper generation. And my family? They smiled for the cameras, pretending it was a shared victory. But we all knew, this time, I was the legacy. One evening, I visited the old mansion. The chandeliers still glittered, but the air felt heavy, like a relic of who I used to be. My mother watched me from the staircase. You've become everything we wanted, she said softly. I turned to her, calm but firm. No, Mother. I became everything you didn't believe I could be. She looked away, and for once, had no words. As I left, the sunset painted the estate gold, my success, my proof that dreams don't need permission. Now, when people mention the Harper name, they don't talk about old money. They talk about me. The daughter they underestimated. The woman who built an empire from rejection. So when I say I'm richer than their wildest dreams, I don't just mean wealth. I mean freedom. I mean peace. And I mean knowing that the very people who chose money over love, now work for the woman who proved both could coexist, in her name, her vision, her power. Because I'm Quinn Harper. And I didn't just rebuild the legacy they destroyed. I became it.